Hello and welcome back, or welcome, if you've watched the video before or not, to the beginnings of Elite Dangerous. Is this right? See, as you see here, combat rank is harmless, trade rank is penniless, explorer rank is aimless, CQC rank is helpless. As soon as we rank, though, we start getting interdicted. The main thing right now is to run missions and gain more credits so we can do more things. What I'd like to show you is surface scanning, but we need a bigger ship and more money and we got to get to a station that sells a surface scanner, because you, as a beginner, you can make a lot of money really fast that way. The missions will stay small in the protected Pilots Federation, but scanning Earth-like worlds and water worlds and high metal content can really pay off. So that's what we really need to do, is gain our money. See, there's only one faction. Well, nothing pays awesome right now. Is this right? And we don't have much storage in the beginning, so we have 8. So one thing on the courier, it doesn't take up cargo space. Is this left? And we should have 20 spaces for missions. So it is a good place to start, just to get starting money, is to grab these courier missions. Now they'd have to be within the Pilot Federation, and the place to find out is the Open Galaxy map. See, this is still part of Pilot Federation. Yeah, we don't have our thumbnail things. We need to show starter zone. Make sure we don't get out of it, because as soon as you land at a station outside of this Pilot Federation, these starter zone markers, you're out. You have to go, they lock you out of this Pilot Federation. See, this one is still part of the Pilots Federation. The missions are lower and the ships that you can use are limited. So what we're going to do is max out the Pilot Federation before we leave. And you have to get used to interdictions eventually anyway, because this game is centered around pirates and interdictions, so might as well start getting used to it. You won't until after you rank, though. Pretty well protected. Okay, so we're okay on that one. We'll take these first, and we make sure, yeah, that's still part of the Pilots Federation. Because we're kind of wanting to take baby steps until we have to get out. And that's still part of the Pilots Federation. It's just my suggestion. Stay in the Pilots Federation until you have to get out. And we're going to go over that too. because for a beginner it can be a tough galaxy out there. And we can deliver 3 because we have 8. Still part of the galaxy. Or still part of the Federation. Pilots Federation. But we need all the funds we can get so we can get a bigger ship. Sometimes you can exit back out to this main part of the menu and go back in, and additional things pop up at times. Okay. Now, universal cartographics. We need to kind of go over that too. So we don't have any yet. We will use our discovery scanner when we make jumps from system to system. Is this right? We need to make sure it's in our fire group 1. I don't know if we'll have any data link things right now, so let's just stay with 1 on the fire group. This left, and I like to set priorities with the ones with cargo because it's taking up cargo space, so let's go there first. Coal station. The game's really not that hard, and with practice you catch on very quickly. Now the only time I died, it was in the beginning. It was about, as of the publishing of this video, was about 6-7 months ago. And if you like on interdictions or running into stars are probably the 2 main reasons for dying, and you can learn how to handle both of those. Okay. Make sure, yep, our next jump is Matet, and we're ready to go there. And the blue means we have missions to all of those. Courier missions, if you died, you don't lose your courier missions. That means there's no cargo, it's just data. So when you respawn, you would still have those. And sis right? Sis right. And I'm using voice attack to keybind through voice. Okay, it's only 213 credits if we died right now, and you want to make sure that you have about 10 times your rebuy cost in your balance at all times. Do not use your whole balance. So we need to make enough credits to keep that rebuy cost. Okay. So let's go ahead and launch and get out of here. That's auto launch. And I still like auto launch and auto dock. I don't like to have to do it myself. I mean, the technology's there. Use it.
Landing gear retracted.
Makes your life much easier.
Detach confirmed. Departure authorized.
And yes, this is the basic ship, but it's not extremely bad. There's even pilots and commanders that will take the Sidewinder and go throughout the whole galaxy in a Sidewinder. So, I mean, it can be done. It's just really limited. So we want to expand with a better ship. And we'd like to have a surface scanner, and because that's a quick way to make money, but we'll rank too. Oops, they're shooting somebody. It's probably this person that they're shooting at right in front of us is a smuggler. And they blow him up. He was probably smuggling things. Well, that was pretty interesting. That should go into my series, My Adventures. We can go up to 99 before we're speeding. And there's still fragments out there. And I was recording, so that was a good thing. And actually, there's probably materials in that you can sell. So if we go over there, there's probably materials that you can pick up. You would open up your cargo scoop and scoop them up.
You have left a no-fire zone. Safe travels, Commander.
Trying to see if there was cargo after they blew him up. Is this left? I don't see any. Sometimes some of their cargo will be left behind. And they'll show up as targets that you can gather. Yeah, we don't want to receive his fate. Like a cobra. Okay, so let's continue on to our destination, which is right there. We have fuel. We don't have weapons. So I like to distribute the weapons back to systems for shields and engineering. Let's go.
Drive charging.
The main thing is when we are facing a star, do not accelerate, especially as a beginner. Wait till you move away from the star, or facing away from the star, before you accelerate. So you'll see as we come out of hyperspace.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So right now the main thing is to collect credits. So you do not accelerate until you face away from that star, and then you can accelerate. Let's go ahead and get on this side. I like to get on one side or the other. It's just a good habit, because when you have enemies behind you, you want to see them. You're not going to have enemies until you rank. It's going to slow down a little bit. Sys left. Don't need all those now. Coho and I want to Super Cruise assist. Then turn toward it. Not yet. I like everything in front of me, not behind me. And it's a good habit to get into now, before you start getting interdicted. And interdicted is where a pirate tries to knock you out of Super Cruise, where he can take your cargo or kill you if you don't submit to him. And in this game, running is not a bad thing. So we need a ship that's fast. Fast when we boost. Okay, they're all pretty much in front of us. So we can go ahead and go into Super Cruise Assist. We just moved our facing. Now, the planet, if we're on the other side of that planet, we'll have to move. If we're on this side of the planet, we're okay. So we need to see, yeah, you can see that tiny bright spot that's on the ring, on the yellow ring, is on this side of the planet. So we're okay. If it's on the other side, it would tell you. And our yellow ring that's part of the name of the station would turn to dashes, meaning it's on the other side. So we would have to go to the right and go around the planet and reconnect with the target. The white boxes, or that gray box, is awake. So someone went into hyperspace or they went into Super Cruise. Okay? Now, you can't go through the rings. You have to go around the rings.
Lacey, Romeo Golf Tango. Comms link established. Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander.
And when I say go through the ring, is these outer parts. You could go through there, but you see the connecting rods to the outer ring. You don't want to hit those. So we can go as high as 99. Not 100, but 99. Give us a little more speed, and you see where it's talking about or telling us the station name. That's where it will point at. So if you requested docking right now and let auto dock, it would try to go through this ring. So you need to get past it. And in this game, practice does make perfect. Maybe not perfect, but it sure makes it better. And see the name? Now we could request docking, because we would not hit that ring. Sys left. Okay, it was granted. Pull your throttle back to 0.
Access granted. Set down on landing pad 27. You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
And since we're auto docking, it will take care of it for you. And we're in a queue. Eventually, when you rank, it will give you priority access, so everyone else has to wait. And you get to go first. Now, only going into the station. Going out of the station, they don't let you have priority. Queuing.
Landing Landing gear deployed.
I always go into the hangar first because it would have to turn you around anyway.
Clear to disembark. Report to station services for more information, Commander.
You would have to go into the hangar to turn around anyway to leave. Now, one thing is a good habit: refuel and advanced maintenance. So ship integrity is 10 credits. That makes your ship at its maximum ability and integrity. Paintwork, I don't worry about it until it gets under 99, and then I don't mind working on the paintwork. But with the lack of money, the credits that you have, it's best to not worry about the paint job. So you have 6,600 credits. You'll get there. In my main account that I have my Python and my cutter, I have 5.5, almost 5.5 billion credits. So if you stick with me, I'll show you how to make the credits, the big credits, and you can buy any ship, and you can go to the engineers, and that's what that remote workshop is, no pinned blueprints. And you can mod out your ship, and you can have better shields and better jump range and all those things. So if you watch my videos, you'll learn how to do that. Now the courier, it doesn't take up cargo, but it pays credits. We're going to over triple our credits by carrying that. Now we got 26,000 credits, so that helps. And we're going to raise our credits even more. It's just this ship does not give you enough cargo space.
Incoming message.
We're 50,000. You see, that's pretty cool. There's some things I want to check out as we go. Shipyard, I want to see what ships are available. See, they've got an Eagle for 44,000. And we're at 50,000 right now. You don't want to use more than about 10 times your rebuy in case you die. Right now, this might be your best bet. This 52,000, it's a hauler. We can carry more missions. The Eagle is more of a fighter. So, I mean, the Sidewinder's not bad until we get up enough credits to, like the Adder's even better than the hauler. And I like the Viper. That's a really nice ship. It's very agile, and it has good cargo space ability. So that one's pretty nice. So if we can afford one of those, that's a good start ship for you. So we just need to build our credits until we can afford. I want to see if they've got a surface scanner. It's not that we have really the space for it, but no surface scanners yet. Okay, I'm going to keep checking for those because we can make some really nice credits from surface scanning, and I want to show you how to do that as soon as we can. So that was pretty good. So it's just left. Let's find our next, let's say missions board. Let's just make sure there's not any more. This exploring the galaxy. You really don't want to do this until we're kind of forced to. It's making you, there's no Pilots Federation on this one. See, the Pilot Federation is above us. This is making you land at a non-Pilot Federation location. And as soon as you do that, you're out of the Pilot Federation. They will lock you out of that area up there. So we don't want to do that yet. We want to do that last. sourcing, this means you have to go get the units, you have to find them at a commodities market and bring the units back to the destination. We don't really want to have to do that. We want to deliver things. Now Orna is and it's good to open the galaxy map and make sure it is part of the Pilots Federation, so that would be fine. Now the more credits we get and the more missions we run, the closer it is for us getting kicked out. And this Orna's the same as the previous one. Now here's deliver 2 units, so you don't have to go pick them up. You pick them up here and deliver them to the destination. Okay. You see it over there with arrows. It's still part of the Federation, the Pilot Federation, so yes, we can deliver that one. And I need to show you distance to of the stations from the star, because that's how far you have to travel. It's this left, and at some point you really will want to watch that. Okay, so we're picking up at Coho, we're delivering at Aldrich, and it's 195 light seconds. Well, some stations can get up into the millions of light seconds within a system, and it takes time getting there. Yes, your Super Cruise continues to build speed, but it can take 30-45 minutes to get to a station if it's in the hundreds of thousands or millions of light seconds. So sometimes you go, oh, I don't want to carry that one because it's too far from the star. Okay, again, we want to carry that one first. It's just left. See, they give you 7 days to deliver these. That's pretty nice. When you get out of the Pilot Federation, it's 1 day. That's all you get, 24 hours. So you're kind of pushed and rushed to get there. So, Otogen and Aldrich. So we need to plot that. Go to Galaxy Map. Come over here to the system map. Now this one's in an asteroid belt, and the station is actually dug out of an asteroid. It's not too bad. I mean, it might look like it, but it's not really bad. It's just part of the experience and gaining experience. So that's where we're going. Okay, it's 2 jumps. We'll watch our fuel. It'll take almost 2 bars of our fuel, so 2 jumps. So we'll still have half fuel when we get over there. And partly why we need a bigger ship is to have larger fuel tanks. And we can have additional fuel tanks too, but within within this Pilots Federation, we should be okay, but always watch your fuel. Let's launch. Now we're auto launching, so we're not having to do it ourselves.
Landing gear retracted.
Restraints withdrawn. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
And try not to hit like cancel keys and stuff like that on your controller or on the keyboard, because it could knock you out of this auto launch, and then you're kind of panicking. If you panic, try to get back to the main menu. There's keys to exit to the main menu, so you can exit to the main menu and come back, and you'll be docked again, and you can try over again. I tell you that because as a beginner it's all new, and you might not want to be put into that pressure of having to try to leave the station yourself and and those types of things. So, and the station's always spinning, and especially when you're trying to dock and trying to get through that opening. And now what we're waiting on, you see it says Orbis Starport 3.5 kilometers. We're waiting for them to release us, and auto launch ended, so we'll have to gain speed, try not to speed, stay under 100, so you have to increase your speed when the auto launch completes. Okay, so our compass by the temperature, which says 37%, now you see it's by the station. So I usually push it to where I can see it, but I'm still going away from the station. You see my number is still climbing. If I point at the destination, my distance is decreasing. So I do that so we keep increasing our distance away from the starport or the station. Because then we can max speed as soon as they release us, which is either 8 kilometers through 10 kilometers, somewhere in there. So they still haven't released us. Sys up, we have a message. And promotion to mostly penniless. Let's go ahead and speed up to get away from the station. Sys right. Yeah, one of these. See, on the trade, we're mostly penniless. There's at one of them we start getting. It's not that they really kick you out until you land at a station outside of this group. But you start, instead of being protected from the pirates start interdicting you. So it's like, well, I might as well leave and be able to buy bigger ships and make more money and things like that, because your missions are limited. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
See, we can go ahead and let the frameshift drive charge. And your heat, when you start to charge, try to make sure it's under 44 before you start to charge. Then I line it up.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So I don't get back into the speed zone again, what I'm trying to keep from doing. Now again, it's just, practice this stuff. As long as you have enough rebuy. See, I'm pointing now away from the star, and now I can accelerate. Don't accelerate until you're pointing away from the star. But you'll know when you're getting closer to needing to leave the Pilot Federation, when you start getting interdicted. So we're going to go through all of this. We're going to go through the interdiction and what to do and all those types of things. So see, my temperature is at 42%. So that's fine. It's under 44. Now it's even at 39. So because it gains roughly 20 points when you hyper jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
So as long as you're under 44, you're definitely not going to overheat. You probably wouldn't overheat at 44, but I try not to. Try not to take off until the temperature is less than 44.
4,
It wants us
3,
to throttle.
2, 1, engage.
But hyperspace is good practice too. Again, do not accelerate. This is one of the mistakes I made when I first started. Do not accelerate until we're pointing away from the star, So you do not accelerate. Now point away from the star. And now you can accelerate. Now I usually just barely accelerate because I want to see how far. Aldrich is 198 light seconds. So we're okay. We could accelerate a little bit more, but before we do that, sys left. Aldrich is the one in brackets and with the yellow marker. Super Cruise Assist. I want to keep it to my side, either my right or my left side. You can see on the sensor below there's a yellow square. We need to decelerate before we don't pass Aldrich. That is maybe a not friendly. Whoops, we have. Yep, it's because we ranked. Try to. Now my controllers, it's not as easy to follow the escape vector. But just try to practice pointing at the escape vector as much as you can, and you can beat the interdiction. Okay, we beat the interdiction. It's because we ranked. We did enough missions to rank. I know it seems terrible to have to go through that. It's one thing I dislike the most about the game is the interdictions. But you need to get used to them. Sys view. Make sure my VR headset, I'm using the Oculus Rift S VR headset. And we got to make sure we're not going to run into that planet. Looks like we're going to be above it, but see that yellow ring? A lot of times that means we need to get on the other side. So let's go ahead and circle around just to make sure we're not trying to go through the planet. Okay, it looks like it's on this side. Or is it? Yeah, it's on this side. Or that would be our round yellow ring would be in dashes if it was on the other side of the planet. Now this is an asteroid belt. Now the pirates will like to try to push you into the planet. Sometimes I'll pull away if I've got one on my tail. The one that's behind us now is far lower than us too. And I hated that they introduced you to the see, there's two asteroids. Sys night. You can do night vision. Sys night.
Please ensure you follow standard docking procedures before landing.
See, night vision will let you see everything better when it's dark. And you will find night vision, there's a key for it on your keyboard if you're not using VR. And like on voice, I binded the key command to a voice. So I really recommend using something like Voice Attack. Okay. Sys left. Because we're under 7.5 kilometers, we can request docking. Pull back on your throttle or dethrottle.
Permission authorized. Please head directly for Bay 29er. You are
It might
approved for automated docking.
It might seem overwhelming, and I'm sure it does because it did for me. But practice. Yeah, we need the money, but because we ranked, now we get interdicted. But you're going to have to, that's why you want the rebuys. In case you die, in case you get kicked out of, you don't chase the vector and it gets away from you, and you can max speed and boost. And then your engine level over here on the right, when you boost, you can only boost when it's maxed. So you have to wait several seconds between boosting. But you can just keep boosting and keep boosting and keep boosting, and then you can get away from the pirate. and get back into Super Cruise. But
Ship is on the ground, engaging docking restraints. You are most welcome, Commander.
I didn't go into the hangar, but that's okay. We want to refuel. But when you're boosting and going max speed, yeah, they're still shooting at you. So we want the best shields we can get, and you want that rebuy. Sis, right? You see we have 50,000 credits and our rebuy is 213. Now the bigger the ships we get, the more the rebuy is going to be. See, if we died right now, we only have to give 213 credits and we get another Sidewinder. Now, Sidewinder, even if you didn't have the credits, they're going to give you a Sidewinder. You get the loaner Sidewinders. That's the base ship. So, but try to keep 10 times your rebuy. So that would be 2,100. And you have 50,000, so that would be fine. Okay. We can get a better ship. Now, one thing I like about the Viper, it's much more maneuverable, and it can handle the interdictions better. Now, our controlling faction, you can see the higher we get our reputation, the more the missions will be too. So see, we have space for 8, and I like the carrier missions just because now make sure they're within the Pilots Federation, which that one is, because if you got killed, you still keep your courier missions. The delivery units, you'd have to pay a fine because you weren't able to deliver them if you die. And that's part of the Federation, Pilots Federation. I like checking that when I'm new. But again, since you're starting to get interdicted, the Pilot Federation is not as nice to be. You don't really have to be in the Pilots Federation area because you're going to get interdicted inside now or outside. Either way, you're going to get interdicted. So then it becomes, okay, well, we have to deliver all, or we'll get fined. We have to deliver all of our cargo before we leave the Pilots Federation. So we're at 68,000. See, we could buy a bigger, better ship now, but I'm kind of looking for that Viper. And see, they don't have a shipyard, so we can't do that. We're kind of at a place now, since we gained rank. Yeah, just make the money and get the better ship and take the 100,000, and we'll go from there, because we've lost the advantage already since we've already ranked and we're being interdicted. Is this right? We have 8 cargo spaces available. So inside or out, we still have to do the same things. We still have to deliver cargo. We only have 8 units available in our cargo space. So you could do a 4 and a 3. You don't want to go over, because then you have to come back and get that last one before you can deliver it. So now we're at a stage, and just suck it up because Hey, the interdictions are coming. We know Drommy is within the Federation. Now we need to stay in the Federation till we deliver all of our courier and all of our missions before we take that 100,000. Drommy. Now you can take this mission and leave at any time, and yes, you'd pay the fines because you couldn't deliver the cargo. Now again, you have 7 days to deliver this cargo and these courier missions. When you leave the Pilots Federation, it's 24 hours. It all changes. Everything changes when you leave the Pilots Federation. So Sis left. Make sure that didn't change either. Sis left. Sis left. Yes, there's still 7 days, even though we ranked, so that's good. You just have more time to deliver them while you're in the Pilots Federation. Do not accept this until you deliver. Now you could accept it, but don't carry it out until you deliver everything. I just wouldn't even accept it until we're ready to leave. Is this right? So you have 7 of 8. So unless there's a 1 unit mission, which I don't think there is a 1. I think it starts at 2. Okay. So. Yeah, I haven't been doing the discovery. And you have to be 25 light years to collect. So I need to start doing the discovery scanner so you can see that when we do our hyperspace jumps. Sis left. I usually pick my largest mission largest cargo to do first. Drommy, Dimry. Go to system map. And you have 2 that have mission highlights. We want that Dimry. We want this one. We say plot route. And see, we have a jump destination. I'm going to show you how to do that discovery scanner so you can start collecting more in your cartographics.
Ship uncoupled. Maintain correct lane on exit.
Because cartographics, you lose if you die. You lose those credits that you could possibly get. So we want to cash those in when we can. We collect them and then cash them when we can. As soon as we get outside of the 25 light years. And we're waiting to leave the station. If it ever gets below 1 minute, go ahead and exit to the main menu, come back and try again. Because they fine you 400 credits. Now we have to watch out for the asteroids when we get released. We can't go anywhere until this auto launch completes. And see, our destination is to the left, so we're going to work our way to the left. Try to avoid the asteroids. We got to wait till the auto launch completes. Okay, it has completed. We throttle a little and work our way over to the left. Now we're trying to stay away from the asteroids. You can get up to 99 max without having trouble with fines or those types of things. So, okay. So we have to wait for them to release us. We're at almost 6 kilometers. It's going to be 8 through 10 is the range that they release us. I know it might still sound overwhelming. It's just the practice. If you got plenty of rebuy and you're in the base ship, even if you didn't have any money, they're going to give you a Sidewinder.
Clear of station restrictions. This is traffic operations signing off.
But like with the interdictions, yeah, because of mass lock. To our right, the mass lock is still on, so we can't hyperspace yet. Well, we can speed now because it doesn't show up above fuel. It doesn't say speeding. Okay, now our mass lock is down. Our temperature is below 44.
Frameshift drive
So now we can go. But this is the time, you know, even restart, you could start completely over, go to the main menu and pick to restart. That's fine if you felt that way. You have to go through the initial training again, and that certainly doesn't hurt. That's good practice.
1. Engage.
Still early enough you can restart from scratch if you wish. Now we're going to do a discovery scan when we get away from the star. So move away from the star, accelerate just a little, find our destination, and you see over here in the blue the discovery. Click the trigger on that. Charging. Okay, that gives you more cartographics. Now we'll cache that in when we can, but we have to be 25 light years away from this system before we can cache the one from here in. Is this left? We're going to go up to Demry, Super Cruise Assist. We want to see the yellows behind, the yellow squares behind us. It's a solid, so that means those are computer generated. If it was hollow, that would be a real person, and that would be an open instead of solo. Yeah, my Oculus Rift lost its tracking, so it went to kind of a hazy look. Still works, but and that kind of drives me crazy. So you want to keep everybody in front of you. So we kind of circled around, and now we can let Super Cruise take over. If an enemy sits right behind us, we know we're going to probably be interdicted. So we move away from the planet so we don't get thrown into one. You can survive that too. But, and it looks like it's on the other side. And the gravitational pull of the planet could give us issues. So I like to pull away just slightly. It knocks us out of the Super Cruise Assist, and then I go back into it on this side. Still have everybody in front of us. Like I said, I know it's a very confusing time, but it's just practice. Practice makes perfect. We're not under 100, so we're good there. We can't request docking until we get down to 7.5 kilometers, but you can go ahead and set up for it. Sys left. It's under contacts. Request docking. We can request docking now.
Request granted.
It's granted. If it's not granted, keep trying every few seconds until it's granted. And you probably have to slow down or you run into the station and things like that. I used to think, well, maybe my ship's too heavy and I would dump some cargo and stuff. Don't do that. It's because someone else is on the pad and you have to wait. Yeah, I'm used to landing on the medium pads, and I was going, so why is somebody else landing on that medium pad? Because my favorite ship is a medium ship. It's the Python.
Landing gear
It's about
deployed.
55 million in credits, but you'll get there. Because then you'll have missions up to 10 million per mission later in the game.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
I always refuel first. Advanced maintenance. Ship integrity. I want it tip-top shape all the time. Yes, it takes a little bit of your money, but I think it's worth having your ship in tip-top shape. And you're going to gain 22 there. You're going to gain more here. We're up to 121. They don't have a shipyard. They don't have cartographics. And you can run commodities too. You can buy and sell. See, everything's kind of high to buy right here. You see the galactic average. It would need to be under the galactic average before you'd want to buy. And then take it to a station, another station that might be higher. There is a website, let me show you now, that you can go to find out things. This site, inera.cz. That site. Learn this website. It will really help. Learn that website. It'll really help you. I know you can hear my voice very well when my headset's pulled up. You see the average buy and the average sell. It helps you find it. But this is really for after you get outside of the Pilots Federation. Okay. Make sure I'm back. Okay. Yeah, my headset makes it do that until I move, and then everything is fine again. So I want to go into some of that with you too. Okay. Mission board. We can keep taking missions here until we keep building our credits. Is this right? We have 5 cargo spaces available. Here's a 41 with taking 2 units, so that's pretty good, and a 39. So then we're getting to the place where maybe we don't take courier missions as much. We take the higher priced ones. Now watch the massacre stuff, because you'll need more combat ability to do some of those. So we can take these 2, and that would be 80,000 for these 2, these performance enhancer ones. Made it. That's within the Federation. And see, that was a 46 with 4. Is this right? Yeah, we only have 3, so the max that we can carry is 3. So there's a 3 for 37. There's a 2 for 39. So let's take the 2 for 39. Matet. Sys right. And you see we only have one cargo space available, and there's not too many ones. So sys left. Oops, I still got that one open. No, sys left. I can only have one panel open at a time. Sys left. Sys left. Okay, finally. Sometimes. I usually take the biggest ones first. Or if we're running out of time. But you're not going to run out of time since you got 7 days. Mason dock. Meaning it's within the same system. As you see the blue one over there, that's why it wouldn't let me plot a course. But we could set it as our destination. Mason dock. We're fueled. Auto launch. Yeah, my videos on the beginnings are longer than my other videos mainly. So you get plenty of exposure.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Sys night. Yeah, my night vision was still on. We're still under auto launch, so we're waiting for that to disengage, and then we have to, which it did, so we have to speed up a little bit, or need to speed up a little bit. Now, when it was, see what on the compass over there, we see a hole in the center. That means it's sort of behind us. So we're going over there as soon as they release us. Sys left. And we're at 2.6 kilometers. It's going to be at least 8 kilometers before they release us. So, again, it's just practice. Eventually, you might want to fight the pirate. And you can gain credits that way too by collecting bounties, because they're all, most of them, or I would say all of them, are probably wanted. And if they're wanted, you get warrant claims and bounty claims. If you fight them. But I'm not a fighter. Not yet, anyway. At some point I might have to. Because on my account, I started a new account to work with you, the beginner. You can't have multiple profiles in Elite Dangerous, but you can have multiple copies of the program, but you need to set them up separately into separate accounts, so have separate emails. Okay, they released us. We're not going into hyperspace because it's LS, light seconds. If it's LY, our target, then we'd go into hyperspace. We're going into super cruise because it's within system. It's an LS is for light seconds or light years. It's within the system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, it goes to my galaxy map sometimes when I hit that.
4, 2, 1, engage.
Okay. Sys left. Super cruise assist. And it's habit, but I like to line up with the orbital rings. But it also matters if we have yellow squares behind us too. They normally hit me close to the beginning of the run and at the end of the run. And as much as you might dislike, especially in the beginning, the interdictions, I have a video under my, I think it's under day grind, but search my YouTube channel for interdictions, and I have a 7 where I got interdicted 7 times in one Super Cruise run between my origination and my destination. And I also have a 6th time in there too, because they used to tell me no one's ever had more than 3. Well, I have them all the time, more than 3. So you see a yellow one's coming up. It's going to the star. We're fixing to start turning toward the station. We'll have to slow down a little bit. Try to keep it, really if you're new, try to keep it at 10 or above speed. Okay, then we're going to circle around, start to circle around. So that tries to keep everything in front of us. Speed is just what you're comfortable with. Yeah, they're kind of in front of us now. Front of us or beside us. Now, pirates can pop up right behind you at any time. They have advantages that none of us have. And the Pilots Federation, why do they have so many planets with asteroid rings for you to have to deal with? At least the station is outside the asteroid ring belt. I do not like interdictions around asteroid belts and planets. If one pops in behind me, I move, like here I'd move up. Now, not only the yellow ones can interdict you, the green ones can too. There are some rogue security forces, and sometimes they want to inspect your cargo. Well, I tried to get through.
Romeo Golf Tango. Comms link established. Mission at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander.
I tried to defeat the interdiction. Sis left. Even if it's a green one. I mean, they can inspect me at the station if that's what they want to do.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on docking bay 06. Automated docking approved.
This is going to be our last one for this part. So check out the other beginnings if you've just skipped to this part. I think we're on part 3. But you'll see on the title of this video when I go ahead and edit and produce it which part it is. It will be the last part as of this publishing. We'll continue them, but so far what I have published, this is the later one.
Landing gear deployed.
Seems like these are pretty popular. So we'll continue them.
Landing successful. Docking restraints engaged.
Is this right? Yes, our ranking continues to grow. We're at 63% of our trade rank, and then we'll work on Explorer rank too. Overtime. We're at 121. Let's go ahead and cash in on what we got. We have 151,000. Let's see what ship that we have available to us. There is a Viper. I like that ship. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that one. And we can exchange the parts on our current ship. Yes. Okay, and all its modules. This is a nice ship. Very agile. It's a pretty nice ship. Now we got 12. Let's see where our rebuy is. Sys right. Sys right. Okay, our rebuy is at 7, so we can't die more than once. Or you get put back into a Sidewinder. So we'll have to run some missions. Outfitting, let's just see what we got. Our sys right. See what our cargo space is. Sys right. Sys right. Come on. Yeah, we have 4 right now. Should be able to add more. Isn't that a pretty ship? Much prettier. You do have hard points. Now me, I'm not a fighter, so I always sell my hard points. That'll give us some money too. And yeah, all those empty spaces. This is a military, so you can even have cell banks. Yeah, shield cell banks. Help out with your shields. We can add more. And we're at 13. Like I said, I like having 10 times more of my rebuy, but this is a much better ship, and it's going to do much better with interdictions. It'll be easier to chase the bad guys or chase that escape vector. Okay. Yep, all's good. Okay, well, we got a much better ship, but we need to build our balance again. Now you can keep this ship until later. I mean, this is a much better ship. Now it still doesn't carry just tons of cargo, so yes, it will be nice to. Let's see, I don't want that. See what the max. Make sure I can't. Yeah, it's a 2E. I'd rather have a 3. Yeah, but that's 10. We can't get that one yet. After we sell some more, or deliver some more stuff, we can add an 8 instead of a 4. So we can add 4 more cargo spaces. But I don't want to mess with that rebuy yet. Is this right? See, we have 10. We can have 14 cargo spaces after we deliver some more of this cargo. Okay. So, until next time. There's at the lower right, there's a subscribe button. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out, because to YouTube, everything's about subscriptions, so I need those. Below the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG. Click on that. If you're a new subscriber, I have a weekly drawing giveaway. So check out the About page, or About tab on my YouTube page, and it will tell you the things you have to do. Like you have to be a new subscriber within 28 days. You have to set my subscription as public, or I can't see it. And you have to send me your contact email to my email that's on the About page, and include your YouTube login name or your channel name, and then I can associate it with the list that I get from YouTube of my subscribers. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you get started in Elite Dangerous. So until then, goodbye.